Good morning, students. Welcome to the 4th standard English class. Today we are going to learn new lesson. That is lesson number 5. Who is lazy? Me? It means ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಆಲಸಿಗಳು? ರಾಬಿಟ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಾನಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Yes, before begin the lesson, let's discuss some oral questions. Okay, children? Yes, which animals you have seen so far? And where do we generally find animals? Listen here, children. We always see domestic animals around us. Yes or no? Which animals we see around us? Domestic animals like cat, dog, goat, cow, and etc. But to see the wild animals, we visit to zoo. Okay, generally we see the domestic animals around us and wild animals will be in the forest. I hope children you all know why the domestic animals are around us and why the wild animals will be in the forest. Okay, then how are animals useful to us? Do you have any idea? Listen here. Animals are useful to us in many ways. Yes or no? For example, cow and goat gives us what? Milk. Yes or no? Cow and goat gives us milk. And for farming the fields we use oxens. And some animals' skin will be used for leather things. You all know, no children? Look at in the picture. Okay. Now let's start the lesson. First we will read the first paragraph. Okay. It's a common belief that rabbits are lazy, that they hate to work, and if somebody could provide them their daily bread, then they would be the happiest creature on earth. Let us read this story of Ralph Rabbit and decide for ourselves if this is true. Yes, it's common belief. Commonly, we are believing that rabbits are lazy and that rabbits are hate to do the work also. And if somebody is going to provide their daily bread means their daily food, then the rabbits would be the happiest creature on earth. Understood? Now, then let us read this story of Ralph Rabbit now. And after that, we will decide it ourselves if this is true, which is rabbits are lazy or not. We will see. Okay. Yes, look at the second paragraph. Ralph Rabbit had traveled all over the land and he knew the elephant and rhino, the giraffe and the kangaroo, the deer and the zebra, the tortoise and the snake. But the animals lived so far from each other that none of them knew of the other existence. They had never met or even seen each other. According to the elephant was the only animal on the earth apart from the rabbit, and the giraffe and the rhino and the tortoise, they all thought the same. Yes, listen here. Ralph Rabbit was traveling all over the land. So that's why Ralph Rabbit knew the elephant and the rhino, the giraffe, and as well as this Ralph Rabbit know the kangaroo, the deer, the zebra, and tortoise, and as well as rabbit know the snake also. But all the animals are living so far from each other. So that's why none of the animals knew other animals. And they knew the reality. Understood? Why? Because they had never met or even seen each other. Understood? According to the elephant, was the only animal on the earth. According to the elephant. Here, according to the elephant, this elephant thought that it is the only animal on the earth apart from the rabbit, and as well as giraffe and the rhino and tortoise. These three animals also thought the same. Okay. Next, moving to the next paragraph. Ralph Rabbit had found a very big packet of corn in one of his wandering trips. He was fond of corn, but the seeds had to be planted. He went to the elephant and said, "The corn needs planting. We animals should help one another. If you push down the trees to clear the ground, I will burn them." Elephant agreed and set to work at once. He spent the whole day pushing down the trees with his huge head and body. It was hard work, as there were many trees, and it took him the whole day to do it. By the end of the day, he had cleared the ground. Yes, listen here, children. Now, Ralph Rabbit had found a very big packet of corn. Where that rabbit had found the corn? Where the rabbit was wandering. Where this rabbit is moving from one place to another place. In that place, the rabbit had found a very big packet of corn. And as well as rabbit was fond of a corn. That rabbit liked the corn. But now the seeds need to plant. Now the rabbit wanted to plant the seeds. Okay. So that's why rabbit went to elephant and said, who said? Rabbit said to the elephant. What that rabbit told to elephant? The corn needs planting. Now that rabbit told the elephant the corn needs planting. So that's why we animals should help one another. Understood? The rabbit came to the elephant and told the elephant the corn needs planting. So that's why we animals should help one another. What that rabbit told to elephant? If you push down the trees to clear the ground, the rabbit told to the elephant, if you will push down the trees to clear the ground, then I will burn them. Understood? The rabbit told to the elephant, if you are going to push down the trees, after pushing down all the trees, I will burn them. And as well as elephant agreed. Elephant is ready to push down the trees. And that elephant set to work at once. Okay, and elephant spent the whole day pushing down the trees with his huge head and body. The elephant took whole day to push down the trees because it was very hard work. Why? Because there were many trees. So it is very difficult to push down the trees. Elephant was very huge. Yes or no? So that's why it is possible for the elephant. And it took him the whole day to do it. By the end of the day, finally the elephant cleared the ground. Understood? So, moving to the next paragraph. Ralph Rabbit then went to Giraffe and said, I have done all the hard work uprooting the trees to clear the ground. Now, if you burn off all the timber, we will be ready to plant the corn. Rainy season is not too far away. Giraffe readily agreed. She burned off all the fallen timber, wondering how little Ralph could manage to flatten so many trees single handedly. Yes, listen here how that rabbit is going to fool the elephant and giraffe. Now, Ralph Rabbit went to Giraffe and told, okay, listen children. Now the Ralph Rabbit came to Giraffe and told the Giraffe, I have done all the hard work uprooting the trees. What that rabbit told? I have fallen all the trees. In front of giraffe, rabbit told that I have uprooted all the trees to clear the ground. But who did this work? Elephant did this work. Yes or no? Yes. Now, if you burn off all the timber, we will be ready to plant the corn. And as well as rabbit told the giraffe, if you will burn the fallen trees, we will be ready to plant the corn. And as well as rabbit told, rainy season is not too far away. Rainy season is not too far away. It is very near. So that's why if we will burn all the trees, we will be ready to plant the corn. And giraffe also readily agreed. And giraffe burned off all the fallen timber. Giraffe burned off all the fallen trees. And this giraffe is wondered why. How that little Ralph managed to flatten so many trees without anybody help. Understood? because rabbit was very small. So is it possible to push down the trees for rabbit? No, it is not possible because rabbit was very small. Okay, moving to the next paragraph. The rains came and the ground was ready for sowing. Ralph Rabbit went again to Elephant and said, "If you do the sowing, I will do the hoeing." This was easier than pushing down the trees. So Elephant did that happily. Then Ralph Rabbit went to Giraffe and said, "I have done the sowing. Now it's your turn to do the hoeing." She did that without complaining. Yes, listen here, children. The rains came. Now the rain came, and the ground is also ready to plant the seed. Okay, the ground is also ready for sowing. Sowing means plant the seeds. To plant the seeds. Okay, then Ralph Rabbit went again to Elephant. Again Ralph Rabbit came to Elephant and told, "If you do the sowing," means if you will plant the seed. If you will plant the seed. Okay, then I will do the hoeing. What that rabbit told? If you plant the seed, then I will remove unwanted plant. Hoeing means removing unwanted plant. And rabbit told to the elephant this was easier than pushing down the trees. What the rabbit told? Rabbit told to elephant this was easier than pushing down the trees. And even the elephant also did this work happily without any complaining or without any questions. This elephant did that work happily. After that, again Ralph Rabbit went to Giraffe and told. What Rabbit told in front of Giraffe? "I have done the sowing." How much clever rabbit it is. Yes or no, children? What that rabbit told? "I have done the sowing." But here who did that sowing? Here the elephant planted all the seeds. Yes or no? But in front of giraffe, I have planted all the seeds. So now it's your turn. Now you have to do the hoeing. So now the rabbit told to giraffe, "I have planted all the seeds. And now it's your turn. So you have to remove unwanted plants." So even giraffe also without any complaining that giraffe did the work. Understood, children? Yes, I hope you all have understood today's class. Thank you, children.